Okay. Okay. It has been a minute since I have streamed, so I have got to get off my butt and put some content out there. Um, Luckily, I bought a new 3D printer, or unluckily, depending on how you view spending money. Um, but it was a case of spending $160 for a part that may or may not fix it, or $250 for a newer printer that could go 3 times fast and twice the resolution. So I was like, $90 difference. And they threw in a bottle of resin. Might as well go for it. So I bought a new Anycubic Photon M5S, and it has been busy printing for the last week. I got it last Thursday. I've had that bad boy printing every single day, so it has stayed busy. Give me just a second while I figure out where my headset audio is going. There we go. That puts it in my ears. Now if I could just get the too low. I love how it goes from 20 to 60. Seriously? That is some jacked up sound sensitivity. Let's get it down to about 35%. Looks like my mic is picking up good. That's a miracle. Had grandsons here this weekend, so they have put my headsets through the ringer. And I'm glad they worked on the first attempt for me tonight. All right, so anyways, I bought an Anycubic Photon M5S, and even though I didn't opt for the faster resin, I'm using the standard resin I had. It still prints significantly faster than the Mono 6K that I had. So I've been cranking out terrain pieces for D&D, or for any adventure game system really, because these can be used anywhere. And then I also cranked out a ton of were-rats and other miscellaneous figures that I needed. So let me see what's going on with the stream here. Make sure it's working. So anyways, glad you could join me tonight. My stream schedule's got to be updated. I'm no longer streaming on Saturday nights because I'm playing in somebody else's D&D campaign at an FLGS, your friendly local gaming store. And so I'm not streaming Saturday nights as a result of that. I am playing D&D, just not online. So I will get an updated stream schedule posted soon as I know what it's going to be. But for right now, we can plan on Mondays being sci-fi or D&D world campaign game building, and then Wednesdays being continuing to be world building. I just need to get back on track. Had a little bout being sick, had kids around the house, had a hurricane. Let's just say July has been nutty. So, all right. So I've printed some jail slash prison cells. Actually, these were labeled as dice jails, but they are also the perfect size for sticking minis in. So if I need to print a figure or have a figure imprisoned in a game, looky there, that is a perfect fit. And now you have a prison cell for characters. I actually built these for a game I am designing. It is at the Were Rat adventure. Speaking of Were Rats, I have had a field day printing Were Rats, and one of the things I want to share with y'all is a Were Rat 3D printed cart design. Well, I guess I can't share it the way I'm set up for streaming tonight because I'm on my desktop and not my laptop. So let's dive in and do some painting. I've got 2 jail tower cells to paint, some barrels, some crates. I've got 4 braziers. I did have 4 flames, but my flames, the 3 of the 4, before I cured them, the tips of the flame had wilted, and I'm like, I can't use those like that. So I've got 1 flame to paint tonight. Probably going to do him first and get him out of the way. I've got a print job running right now that's got the replacement flames. It's got 2 sturges because I constantly break sturges off their little bases. What else am I printing this evening? A hellhound. It seems to me there's 1 more figure of some sort in there. Anyways, that's printing, but let's go ahead and work on this flame. Let's get it painted. I want a medium-sized brush for this job. We've got a lot of territory I want to cover in yellow. Yellow is going to be the base flame color. And then we'll come back and we will do red highlights and a black base. So, anyways, wanted to just share an update with y'all about what's going on. Felt like crap earlier this week. That's the reason I didn't stream Monday. Monday I managed to work from home, but suffered horrendously. Actually was symptomatic for COVID symptoms, but I've already had it once, even though it was 3 years ago. I did decide to take a COVID test. It came back negative, thankfully. But that didn't mean I still didn't feel like crap. It just meant I was negative, and I don't have a high trust in some of those tests anyways. So, anyways. This is my bard. He's loud. I gotta turn him down a little bit. There we go. That's a little calmer, at least for me. So, give you all some background music without blowing it out, right? Okay, there's our base yellow for our flame. Just go ahead and stick that into clean. I'm going to go ahead and throw some black on the palette so I can do these braziers. And probably go ahead and do the jails as well, some of them in, components in black. I'm gonna have to get some more black paint soon. I just bought some more reds, so see that coming next. Okay. Ooh, that brush is stiff. Okay. Music is still too loud in my ears. I'm gonna drop it down. Hopefully it's not blowing up y'all's ears. I'll drop it down on the meter in Streamlabs. Okay. Just so it's not totally obnoxious. So the DM I was playing with Saturday has us in a scene with some braziers, And I didn't print these for him, I printed them for myself, but since he has this in a scene involving braziers, I will probably take these to the game Saturday and let him borrow them. I hand painted the primer on these, and I can tell y'all I hate putting primer on by hand. I would just as soon spray it on. So I'm not 100% thrilled with the priming job on these. And it may result in some corrections later, but for now, we will just go with it and see how it turns out. Okay. I'm going to let that part dry, and I'm going to move on to one of the other braziers. So you can see they'll sit like that, and then the fire will sit down in the bowl. And of course, as I sit down to stream tonight for the first time in over a week, my cell phone is blowing up, and it's not because I'm on call. I've got friends texting me. It's like, wait, I am in the middle of a stream, kiddos. We are going to have to wait and chat later. So I guess I need to put these over where y'all can see what I'm doing instead of where it's convenient for me. That's a quick and dirty brazier base. Okay. Nothing like a black based brazier. We assume these are built out of wrought iron, right? Because they got to be able to withstand the heat of whatever's burning them, be it, wood or coal or peat or whatever. I'll print some bases or just go by Gamers Grove, the FLGS that I frequent here in town. Shout outs to them, by the way, if you're in the Huntsville, Texas area. Go check out Gamers Grove. And they have bases that I can just purchase there for, incredibly cheap. So may just do that rather than print nothing but bases in a batch. Okay. Swivel that around. Get that on there good. And then get the base. Work's been busy as all get out. I'm sure it is for all of us. We're getting ready for a corporate board meeting, so I've been dealing with the prep for the main conference room and all of that jazz, because I do a good chunk of the AV for that conference room. Although my job is IT, my boss will jokingly tell you the reason he hired me is I said I liked AV. I think he was wanting to get rid of a headache, and now it's my headache instead of his. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's work, and it keeps me busy, and I enjoy doing it, so I'm not going to fuss about it. But anyways, board meeting's coming up Monday, so we've got practice test calls and all this to do, and I had to do some crazy rigged up wiring to our codec and projection systems to get it to play nice the way they wanted it this time. It's funny, and even one of the C-level executives joked with me the day before yesterday. He's like, we changed the we sure do change this around a lot, and And I know he's like, I know it makes you crazy, and I'm like, I didn't even really acknowledge that. I was like, yeah, we do change it around a lot, and we try to anticipate y'all's needs, but there's always, some design change that comes down the pike right before we do these. And I've just learned to be as flexible as possible and work on getting it done the way y'all want to do it. And it'll probably be different again next time, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. So, okay, so I'm going to let the bases of those dry. For these cells, I think I'm going to do the bars themselves in black. I think I'm going to do the ring around it in probably a dark gray. And then I'll probably do the little nibs, which I would consider bolts, I guess, in like a silver color just to offset them. So I want to kind of make these unique. And I'm seeing a piece of support sprue that I apparently failed to break off the inside of this print. It's gone now. Okay, so one of the other players in this game I'm playing is also a fellow DM. He's playing currently. He's taking a DM vacation from being their forever DM, but he does miniatures as well. And I've sat and he's done some painting of minis while we're playing, which is just epic multitasking that I don't think I will try. And I jokingly told him I'm like the 4-color person. We get 4 colors on a mini, we call it a day. But some of the work he's done just sitting there watching is phenomenal. Of course, he's offered to paint for me. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. Part of the fun is painting. Even though I will joke that I'm not good at it, I do enjoy it. It is relaxing. And it's one of those things that I think as I do it more, I'll get better at it, right? Isn't that what they say? The more time you spend doing stuff, the better at it you'll get. So, but I was checking out Hero Forge the other day, and it's like you can order your minis pre-painted now. So you can custom design your mini on Hero Forge, and then you can have them print print the plastic, print the model, and then paint it. Or I don't know, maybe they're using painted or just tinting the resin as they go. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but basically for $40 you get a custom printed color mini, and I'm like, that is freaking awesome. So I'm playing in another campaign on Project Aurora. If you've never watched Sensei Suplex on Twitch, you should. He is the head of Project Aurora. That is his baby. And, part of their player creation, character creation process is you have to go to Hero Forge and create your mini. You don't print it or anything, but you at least get the art for using it for your token. And so that's cool. And I like that, so I might, for online games, adopt a similar kind of process or recommended process for onboarding players. It's a lot of extra work, though, even for the player, but the end result is cool. And so for the Project Aurora campaign, I am playing a mountain dwarf artificer named Barrack Gnarlbeard. And then for my homebrew campaign at Gamers Grove, I'm playing a human monster slayer subclass ranger named Davit. I didn't give him a last name. it'll come later as I develop more of Davitt's backstory. So I guess I need to get back over here where y'all can see what I'm doing, huh? Whoops. And my music decided to cut out. I can still hear the people talking in the marketplace. And somebody singing opera. Okay. It is what it is. Get this in here and get this painted. Somebody else is texting me. I know what it is. I know why I keep swiveling to my left is because I'm right-handed and my paint pan is to my left and I keep swiveling out of y'all's view. So I need to rethink the ergonomics of my work area so that I'm not reaching across like that. Rearrange. Okay, now, so that gives us our quote-unquote iron bars. So the were rats, facing a diminished population, are looking to expand their population and have been taking prisoners. These prisoners are kept in their secret subterranean warrens in the sewers under the city. The adventurer's job is they're looking for one of these prisoners, and they've gotten leads indicating that it is a were-rat problem that is plaguing the city, is why they have missing people, and they will need to go to the warrens to find this were-rat den, deal with it, and liberate said prisoners. There you go. That's an entire premise for an adventure for second through, I can scale it second to fourth level. Party of 4, we will adventure you immediately. Right this way. Okay. Now I need to do the insides of these bars after I get the top joists done. And I think we're kind of done with the top joists, at least from the outside. There y'all go. Prison cell. Coming along nicely. We're going to give it a wooden floor. But let's get in here and paint the interior of these bars. Now this is nerve-wracking. Get in here and get that paint on there, bro. I feel like that would go easier if I was using a slightly wider brush. Painting between the bars jacks with my depth perception horrendously. Or should I say my lack of depth perception, which has always been a vision problem for me. Truthfully, it definitely impacts my ability to paint, so at least in fine detail. And that's the reason I probably will never excel at it, but I will at least improve my technique and get better at it as good as I can. Okay, I think that is the last interior bar, vertical bar there. Okay, y'all bear with me for 1 minute because I'm fixing to text whoever's blowing me up and let them know, hey, I am streaming at the moment. Okay, so I think that does great for the bars. Let's pause here. Let me look at the interior. See if I've got any glaring paint spots missing, and I do. And so I can fix those. Trying to get those doctored up. There we go. I think I'm content with that one. Let's go ahead and knock out the second one. I'm going to need a little more black paint in the pot here. Let me try not to bump my black painted wet paintbrush into the... Uh-oh. Yes, there's some black paint in there, but minimal. Ugh. It means we need to finish this tonight with the black and go get some more black paint. So before I do the other cage, let's go ahead and do the other brazier paint that needs to be applied. So that we can get that on. because I want to be able to finish at least the braziers and one cage tonight. Okay. Outside looks good. Outside looks good. Let's get the inside. Okay. One brazier finished. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, upper ring is done. Okay, outer ring is done. Let's get into the center. Okay, two braziers done. Looking good. Get that tip that needed just a touch of paint on it. Let's go for number 3. Get those rings, mid-span ring and upper ring painted. Oh, I seriously missed some primer there, didn't I? Big old blob of just gray plastic. So took the grandsons who are 10 and 12, well now 10 and 13 because one of them had a birthday today, to see Despicable Me 4 this weekend, and then this past weekend, and then this coming weekend they want to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. So, and of course I want to see that, so that's on my go list. So they'll be coming to spend the weekend again this weekend, I'm sure, because they want to go to the movies. That used to be their thing when they were little, is Papa would take them to the movies all the time to go see kids movies. And so it's glad to see as they get a little bit older, before they reach the age of going, ew, adults, that they still want to do these things with me. Uber is texting me because I used Uber when I went to Comic Palooza in Houston at the end of May. And they finally changed their schedule. I was looking at the 2025 schedule, and Comic Palooza 2025 is going to be later on in June instead of the traditional Memorial Day weekend like they've been doing for like the last umpteen years. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. As long as I know when it is, I can prep for it and be ready to order my tickets when they become available. Cheaper to order them in advance than it is to get them at the show. Although we did both, we did a full 3-day pass this past year. I think I can do it all in one day. I don't see any reason to go on Sunday unless you do like I did and just go Sunday to spend money. We window shopped and went to different things on Saturday and saw different things, but then we went back on Sunday, and that's when we spent the bulk of the money. So I'm thinking, it might be cheaper to drop a day off the pass and not engage in so much retail therapy. Cheaper on the ticket. Whether or not it's cheaper on the retail therapy or not just remains to be seen on what I do in a Saturday instead of a Saturday and a Sunday. But it was a lot of fun. I definitely will do it again. I recommend it to anybody that RPGs or plays games and likes pop culture stuff like Marvel or DC or all the little franchises that are out there. Because you can go and pick up some neat collectibles and that kind of stuff. Okay. This brazier needs some touch-up work on the outer bands. This is the last brazier. So I will go do the base of the flame next. Okay, that looks bueno. Let's move them back out of the way. Move my crates and barrels to compensate for the changing of the positioning. Alright, let's black base this flame. Oops. Did I see some gray that I didn't want to see? I did, and I fixed it right then and there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have enough black paint to do the other jail cell tonight. So that means tomorrow when I get off work, I need to spin by the Grove and buy some paint. Alright, we got some smudgies on there as a result of me touching. Alright. I think I'm going to drop over to the bands on the sides of the bottom and the top to tweak those. Where's my mouse? Hello, rodent. There you are. I got a malware bites pop up with my monthly summary. Not now, kids. We're busy. Let the adults work. All right. So let's pull this over and do the bands on it. I'm going to do them in a underdark gray, I believe. And then we will do the bolts in a silver. I think that'll look kind of nice. Shake that paint to mix it. it's stuck. Pardon me while I fetch a paper clip to become the instrument of my sharp wit. That looks like it might need to be mixed a little bit, even though I shook it. So we want to do the upper band and the lower band. Let's start with the lower band. So it looks like I had a little bit of a print failure on this one side because it looks kind of collapsed. And it's interesting because I printed two of these at the same time. The other does not exhibit the same pattern. So it was just like a machine fault maybe in printing, because it's the same slice, just duplicated on the build plate. Okay, lower. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom in the same color, at least on this one. And we will set this one aside to dry. Before moving on to another color on another object. Okay. So that needs to dry for quite a bit of time. Let's go fix the yellow where I splotched on my flame. And it just needs a little bit more enhancement to it, so I'm going to touch it with a little bit more yellow here and there to kind of darken it. Before popping some red in there to have some red flame, some hot rod red, or some hellish red, depending on how you want to describe it. Alright, let's grab some barrels and do some barrels while we're waiting for this other to dry. I think barrels we're going to do in Minotaur hide, and then crates we'll do bugbear brown, and then we'll figure out enhancements from there. To me, this is a one color item, but that might just be me being OCD. Let's grab a fairly wide brush. grab something to drink here from the other side desk momentarily. Oh, people still blowing me up. Oh, goodness. This is the most I've talked in 2 days because my throat has been sore with these symptoms. And so y'all going to get all of my voice tonight, and then I'm not going to have anything left for tomorrow for work. They'll be like, oh, he's quiet today. They enjoy the peace and quiet, trust me. I'm sure everybody's been like, I've been quieter than usual. That's why. That is why. Ah! I should have put this in a model base and painted it. Okay. You're going to have to flip it down there somehow. And then we got this stack of 3 barrels here. Alright, y'all bear with me. I gotta see who texting. Okay. I'll determine later how I want to do the accents on these barrels, or if I even want to get that crazy, which is a possibility. Not gonna deny it. Because, I mean, barrels have hoops or rings on them, so I might need to do a Google image search and take a look at some good barrels and decide how extravagant I want to get with my painting. I mean, to me, these are terrain pieces, so I don't give them, in my mind, I don't need to give them as much attention as I do other things, but, you know, it does tend to lend some appeal to the campaign. So, and I'm sure that's just Brian's OCD interpreting it that way, but, you know I'm not the only DM like that too, so. my goodness. The only problem with having this many minis up in front of me while I'm painting is I know I'm flinging paint on strokes, so I'm sure there's paint going places I don't want it, but I might need to just come up with a better way of arranging my work area to make it less of a risk factor. Okay. I only have one side I can sit these on. And that's that side right there, which is a side designed to go down on the table. And I'm not going to paint that side, but it definitely is causing some chaos around my grip. Okay, gonna have to set those down for a moment. That was quite the pinch. Okay, I haven't decided on a color difference for crates versus barrels, but I do have a barrel and two crates together here. So let's go ahead and paint the barrel while I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do about the crates. Okay, sorry folks, I got it out of camera view again. Gotta get it back into camera view. And of course I'm going to end up with some overpaint here on my crates. But it's okay, because I haven't chosen what color I'm going to paint them yet, and I will just paint over the overpaint, right? That is the plan, and we will stick to that plan. Okay, so there's the barrels. Mine is this one little side over here, which I'm going to see if I can finagle around. I got to paint the bottom of that barrel. Okay. All right. That barrel has been, stack of barrels has been painted. Let's get over here and do the bottom of this one that I was holding on to. we can call the barrels done. I can go over and do the flame on the large fire here in a minute. Okay. We're going to flip him upside down to dry. Okay, sorry my glasses are sliding. He looks good. We'll make a decision on the crates momentarily. Don't think I'm going to use this brown again, or if I do, I'll just wash and reuse that brush. Okay, the yellow flame is now ready for some red highlights. So I've got my red here. And I've not used Citadel paints before, so they are a lot thinner than what I'm used to, so I'm not going to pour this out on my palette. I'm just going to dip directly and try not to get paint everywhere. Oop, I apparently got into some wet black underneath. Not good. So we have some black in our flame now. Yeah, we're going to have to come back and reapply some yellow and let that black dry. And, well, that sucks to be me. Alright, let's revisit. It looks like I still have some wet paint on the top portion of the jail cell, prison cell. So we're going to revisit that momentarily, but first I want to do something about these crates. I think we're going to do the crates in a different color. From the barrels. Let me get a thickish brush. And let's go to town on some crates, huh? Okay, I've got a hold of it. In the place I need to be painting here shortly. Okay. I'm going to set that aside. Let that dry. This barrel still looks a little wet, so I'm going to work from the sides of the crates without touching the barrel paint, because I don't want to mix and blend and make a bloody mess. Okay. Let me get this over here more into the view of what y'all can see. Okay. Get the top of this crate. Ooh, this headset's wanting to slide and it is making me crazy. Alright, y'all. Let me get the other side of this crate. Other long side. And then the short side. And then I think in terms of crates, I may come back and do some finer detail. But for right now, I mean, it's a terrain feature. I'm not going to go insane with it. I might tweak it a little bit just because I like to. Okay, Crates are done. Barrels are done. I can flip this guy over. Alright, I want to target my prison cell. I want the you know what? I should have used that color of brush, with this color to do the wooden floor of the cell before I just turn around and put that all in the alcohol to rinse. Damn it. Okay, so that means I need to get another brush dirty. So be it. Okay. Well, we will do the floor of this cell. Okay, wooden floor looks good. Looks very good in my opinion. I will go around and do black trim on the inside of that later. Now we want to do the upper trim in that dungeon stone color. So let me get a good base coat brush for that. And let's get that paint back out and go to town with it. Spin that bad boy around. Okay, let's do this top color here. Okay. So we'll have to come touch the bolts at some point, but I also need to do the lid. So let me take a look at the lid. I got some black I need to touch up there, but hey, you know what? It's coming along nicely. I'm going to set him over there to dry. Let's do this lid in the same dungeon gray color. So the top and the bottom are going to be consistent colors. So that'll be the lid color. I still got to do the sides yet. Hopefully I primed it sufficiently well to make it look good. It has these little skulls on the side. Let me take some glow-in-the-dark paint and do the skulls. Just to freak the fuck out of my players. Because I can. Every dungeon master on the planet has used those words at some point with a player. Good ones and bad ones. Usually the good ones are teasing the shit out of their players when they use them, so I'd like to think I fall into that category. I think that one was the one I was supposed to do because I did the interior. I primed the interior. So I may just go ahead and go paint it real quick. That way the lid's done for the other one, right? Let me throw some more paint down here real quick. I hear puppies coming in and out. So you're going to have to bear with me for a minute as I turn around to see who's running in and out. I might just be running between rooms. They like to do that too. these little skull heads on the side of the cell. Yep. Okay. Lid is done for the second one, which would really be my first one. Alright, I wonder if I can go touch up my yellow yet on my flames, because I definitely blobbed some black in there. I still have yellow on the palette. Okay. There we go. So I think that's going to call that one done till it dries. Let me look at my barrels and my braziers. I got a little bit of touch up I need to do on the braziers, so I'm going to need a fine point brush to do some of this finer touch. My black paint is almost dried out, and it is the last of my black paint, so okay. Get that in there. Get that in there. Okay. Let's see what we need to touch on here. knobs tweaked. Okay. And there goes my headset slipping because I'm looking down so much. Whew. Okay. Last one before my black paint congeals completely. Up. All right. I think that does that brazier. Brazier, however you say it, brazier. I know it's not brazier. If it is, it's the wrong kind. Okay. I got to do the silver bolts on the rings. Other than that, that's looking pretty good. It's about time to clean up brushes and get ready to wrap up for the night. Getting it done. Debate how I want to do the skulls, what details I want to do for the crates and barrels. and then go from there for the next session. Oh goodness. So I'm content with that. I need some black paint. I need a couple of bases. So let's put a brazier together with the flame. That looks pretty badass. I do need to fix a little blob of yellow that's aggravating me while I've still got a little bit of black paint that's the same color. Okay. That fixes that. Okay. So that will do our flame. We've got one prison cell built. Got our 4 braziers. Actually, by now, the printer should be done with the printing of the batch that I was working on. So I think being 9:04 and I've got to get up at 4 a.m., I'm going to wrap it up for this evening. Appreciate you joining in. I will be online Wednesday, either painting minis or doing some more world building. Probably going to be painting minis because I want to work on this some more. And then I've got some were rats to do. So tune in Wednesday. I'm sorry, today is Wednesday, isn't it? Shit. Okay, so no stream Saturday. I guess I'll try to squeeze in an extra stream here Friday night. Tomorrow night we're patching production servers. It's the end of the month, so won't get to stream tomorrow night. But Friday night I'll do a little stream to do some more painting and prepping of minis. So plan on joining me 7:30 Central Time Friday evening, and we'll hang out for an hour or so, hour or two, and paint some minis. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you all next time.